It's back in 1920 when they talked like this all the time.
Well,
Speaking of that, DBA.
yes. How is she going to edit that?
It's not my problem.
Not my problem.
No, we just had a wonderful show.
We did. We had
That's
a great
right.
show.
Cameron Duckett, Kevin Davis.
Yep.
All right. They are customer support managers.
So close. Customer success manager.
Success, not support.
See, I'm learning acronyms
That's right.
a little bit every day.
That's right.
DBA, Drilling Belief Analytics.
Yeah.
We're here talking about.
Looked like a really tough job, but a really important job as well.
Yep.
Helping customers along with brand new technologies
Right.
to get the most out of them.
Yeah. And I mentioned it in the show, but I can't say it enough. We work with a platform to help us with social media.
Right.
And so I have CSMs through that company. Jarrett and Mohar saved my life.
Right.
We meet like every 2 weeks. They keep an eye on. I mean, they're key to making my role a success.
Right.
So I can imagine talking to these guys, and I mean they're working with much more, like rigs and
Right,
stuff,
right,
so a
right.
little bit higher stakes maybe.
Right,
No
right.
offense, Jarrett and Mohar, but a little higher stakes. And so I know how critical that role
Right.
would be for their
And
customers.
I think NOV's expanding digital presence is getting, it's getting larger every
Right.
day. And so I see these types of roles as very critical for us. So it was really cool hearing from them about their personal experiences with the customers and success stories too. So,
Right. And why they're driven to do this. I
Right.
thought that was
Yeah.
really cool too.
Okay, so DBA.
Let's do it.
All right, well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
being in. We
Thanks
got
for having us.
Kevin and Cameron. Yes.
right.
Can y'all tell us a little bit about your role here at NOV?
Yeah, general introductions. Kevin,
Yeah.
maybe.
we should do.
Sure. Kevin Davis, everybody. I am a customer success manager for NOV Digital Services, which is formerly MD Taco.
Okay.
My job is to work with our drilling beliefs and analytics tool, which I believe y'all had CJ Jeffrey maybe a couple of years ago talking
That's
about
right.
DBA. So that's actually both of our jobs, but I'll speak for myself, is to onboard, help throughout the process. While this client has the product, they
Yeah.
have me. So I come with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They have me. That's great. I love that way of putting it. Cool. Cameron?
Yeah, same. So customer success manager, kind of talking on Kevin's point, is we're a main point of contact between us and the operator. So not only with DBA, but I have a lot of questions, focused around MD Taco in general. So if they have questions about rig sense, EDR, they have well data, they can't connect to it, I kind of help guide them in the right direction to at least figure out what the issue is. And if I can't find out, I find out someone who can help.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to stop you there. I'm hearing an acronym. We hear a lot of acronyms.
Mhm. Yeah.
DBA.
Yeah.
Please, just let us know. Okay, what is that? Tell us.
Drilling,
Just give us the overview.
Yeah, sometimes we try to
yeah.
guess them, but
Right.
Drilling
Not
beliefs
great.
and analytics.
Okay, great.
that- yeah,
So,
yeah.
what does that mean, though? What is drilling beliefs and analytics?
yeah. Is it
So-
like we believe
oh.
that drilling exists, or
Yeah, it does not. It's all, it's in the matrix. It's
it's all a concept? Sorry.
was that an actual? I didn't know.
Yeah,
if
no,
that
No,
was,
no,
okay,
that
I
was
didn't
your
know if
question.
I'm curious.
That's my
when
fault.
we
I was
start
messing with you.
rolling.
No,
Okay.
no, help me out, please.
Okay, so it's on the drilling side and actually on the completion side too, but I really only worked with the drilling side, so the completions might as well be foreign. I have no
Okay.
idea. We have what we call an EDR, stands for Electronic Drilling Recorder. And it's the screens that show you all those squiggly lines, all your parameters, everything you see. We have one called RigSense. We have an extension, which is called Well Data 4.0, which is the remote viewer you can see in the office. DBA, Drilling Beliefs and Analytics, is an add-on or a product that works within that EDR and also Well Data 4.0,
Okay.
which is the remote viewer. What it's doing is taking all the calculations that every engineer, every company man, every tool pusher, all these different calculations, hydraulic models, everything we've been doing in this industry for 50, 60 years, if not longer, is doing it in 1 second interval. It's doing it in real time. On top of the calculations, it's also running interference and trying to negate non-productive time, NPT, non-productive time.
I know
events.
that one.
Yeah.
I know that one.
You
That
probably
one.
hear about that a lot.
I know that acronym.
That's the
Well, ideally
bad
not
ones.
a lot.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of where we come in when we
Mm-hmm.
have these companies that hear that a lot. They go, "Hey, we had this twist off, we had this washout, we got stuck, we are DBRing bits left and right." There's a plethora of things we can help with. We're not drilling fast enough.
Yeah.
Optimization of ROP, which is rate of penetration. I'll try it always if I say it.
No, I know that one
We
too.
appreciate that.
We help with a lot of different things where they say, "Hey, we're having challenges. How can you help us?" DBA, Drilling Beliefs and Analytics, comes in and says, "Hey, this is our smorgasbord of solutions
Right.
built right into the EDR. There's nothing, you don't have to get an extra screen." I remember Chris Jeffrey saying that.
Right.
There's no extra HMI. There's no extra screen. It's built right in.
Right.
There's just additional channels depending on what your problems are, what you want to see. You add those channels or profiles. Everybody's on the same page.
Wow. Okay. So it's like a collected knowledge base over decades
Right.
of decision-making processes that are happening
Exactly.
in real time.
We call that codifying. You
Right.
have all this knowledge that we've, in the industry itself, has accumulated and lost, right? There's a lot of things when someone retires, if they don't pass all that knowledge over, it goes with them. So we have all this knowledge over the last however many years of drilling, since they were, drilling with wooden derricks and having to shoot, what is it, woodpeckers off of them. That's always a joke for the old people. My first job in Mobile was shooting woodpeckers off the derrick. It's like, okay, man, where's the company? What are you doing here? So you take all that knowledge and it gets lost if it's not collected, right?
Right.
And somehow, how do you pass it on to the new people? And that's where codifying comes in. And that's where DBA people go, well, how does this one calculation work? We can show them the calculation. They go, it's the same thing I do. That's right. It is.
Yeah.
We just do it every second, where you have to sit down and plug it in or open up an Excel spreadsheet or whatever you do your calculations on by hand maybe. We're doing it every second. And we're not scared to show you the back end of it because we know it's the same thing that everyone else is using.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm talking too much. Take over.
Well, I was going to say, so on the customer success management side, I mean, I know the importance of that role. Just in my world, we have a platform we use for social media scheduling, and our CSMs for that, shout out Mohar and Jarrett. They are the best. They're like my partners with this. They help me answer all my questions. They help me think of new ideas. I mean, they're critical to us using that platform. So in y'all's role, what does the customer success program look like for NOV Digital Services and working with DBA and all the platforms?
I'll take the lead on this one. So, kind of like I said earlier, it's like a liaison. So, I take a lot of questions and requests from the clients, and then I approach, our dev team, development team, to let them know what frustrations or what aspects of the product we have that they like, what they don't like, what they'd like to improve. I try and figure out, how we can deliver a solution that's going to meet the requirements they need. And if we don't have it, we try and find a workaround to be able to meet expectations. So sometimes we don't meet expectations right at the front, but we'll try and figure out a solution that will work for them in the meantime. We also work with our Max partners to, bring in other software platforms that could potentially be using in addition to DBA and Well Data, RigSense. So yeah, there's a bunch of different avenues for us to really help out the customer and try and make their job easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is maybe an assumption on my part, so tell me if I'm wrong, but with all of the new kind of digital sides as the industry progresses, I imagine customer success management is a relatively new role as the digital side has been becoming more prominent. So how would you describe your role to other people?
I tell people I am a hybrid role between like a sales account manager, because we have specific clients. We're not just sitting in a call center answering random phone calls. We have specific clients we call on or go visit, and then a project manager, because we're the choke point. We're the focal point of all their issues. If it has NOV attached to it, no matter what business unit, they come to us, right? They say, "Oh, hey, NOV, your top drive went
Right.
I don't work. Oh, yeah, I'll pass it on to the right guy." But that's
Right,
kind of the point.
right.
Is like now we are the choke point to that area, and we get to all of NOV.
Okay.
How would you describe?
Yeah, similar. So there's been multiple points where I've been called in to ask about specific hardware that's not related to digital services. But again, as a customer success manager, their success is my goal.
Yeah.
So I try to do everything within my power to, put them in contact with the right people or ask the right questions, be able to get, further details on, how we can drill down into the problem and really come up with a solution.
What does onboarding kind of look like in the role when you are working with your customers?
I'll take that one. So, yeah, it starts off real simple. It's mostly like digital or just email communication, setting up introductions, meeting in person, and just giving them a brief breakdown of what products that we offer through the digital services. So, it'll usually be an introduction into well data. Eventually, that escalates into further introductions into DBA, and then trying to understand their workflows and determine what aspects of DBA could help improve operations for them on a day-to-day basis, what they can do to help take tasks off their plate, and kind of free up to do their job that they need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great explanation. To add to that, I've had quite a few onboarding situations where we do these, we call them introductory periods. We used to call them trials, but trials has such a negative connotation to it.
It's like maybe it'll work.
What do you win the trial?
There's a start and then there's an end. Well,
Right.
we want to avoid the end, so
Right.
we're changing the terminology. So, and that's part of, I think, the customer program in general, is that we have to figure out what's working in the industry and be flexible. There's so many things in the oil industry in general, like you were saying with the progression of technology, there's a lot of rigidness. There's a lot of, stubbornness too. Change management is one of our biggest things we deal with in the customer success program, from our CSEs, which stands for Customer Success Engineer in the field, the guys that are on the rigs, the guys that are calling on the company men, going to the, dealing with the driller up on the rig floor.
Right.
To all, obviously to us in the office. We even have a CSC, which stands for Customer Success Center. We love acronyms. We're all for it. A lot of our issues too is when you're onboarding these customers, they want to look at DBA and go, man, look at all these cool things. But it's our job to say, hold on, let's put the blinders on. Where you said your issues were XYZ, we have built profiles, we have tailored DBA to focus on those problems first. As you learn how the different channels or beliefs work within DBA, all the different features like torque and drag to cone drilling to swab and surge to, there's a bunch of different contextual data management we can do. From that point, once you get familiar and comfortable, it's our job as customer success managers, engineers, whatever, to then say, okay, now you're comfortable, let's broaden your horizons.
Right.
Because what we've experienced is if they dive right into it, they go, whoa, this is overwhelming, I don't want to deal with it. And they just stop using it,
Right.
which is not beneficial for anybody.
Is there something you kind of in that same vein? I remember prepping for this, y'all mentioning is that proactive, not just reactive. So answering questions, but also predicting or what they might need. So can y'all talk to how does that play into your role?
I would say protecting the client from themselves sometimes, which goes into what I just said about, hey, don't go looking at everything. Let's focus on your problems.
Right.
That's and knowing and going through enough of these introductory periods,
Right.
you start to find out, here are the problems we're going to run into with every client. And it's obviously not beneficial for us and it's not beneficial for that client. How can we get ahead of it? How can we mold our onboarding process so it's naturally avoiding these pitfalls?
Is there something specific? Is there a specific example? We're not going to name customers or anything like that, but just is there a specific example of how we tailor something or tailor fit this solution to a customer need? I mean, you're talking about they maybe get, enamored by everything that's possible and maybe they get overwhelmed. But has there been something specific that you could talk about of this time where they wanted this and this and this, and we were able to do something very specific or tailor it? Make it for them?
So through our CSCs, which are our guys in the field, we get a lot of feedback from field personnel. So Kevin and I don't deal with them as frequently, so it's kind of hard to understand how we can meet expectations for them. So part of that process was, these guys, on the rig, they're inundated with so many tasks that they don't have a chance to review every single screen that's available to them in DBA. So the kind of general feedback was, if we could somehow tailor this to, only show me what's affecting me right now, and then if I determine it's going to be, an event that's going to cause MPT or, cease operations, warn me so that I can take the necessary steps. So through that and our team, we're able to build, an add-on to RigSense, which is just a general overview of like top 5 critical operations that they need to focus on. If they run into a situation, it flashes red, it's very easy to read, and based off that they can kind of determine what the next steps are, who needs to be involved, and kind of start moving forward the decision making process, and hopefully avoid a situation where they run into downtime.
Okay.
So a lot of feedback, and then we kind of create updates to the platform based off that, and then push it out to the field, get some additional feedback, make changes. So it's ever evolving. It's never a static product. It kind of evolves as we get additional users on, and they kind of give their opinion on what would be useful and most beneficial to them.
Right. Right.
So when compared to, like, say, a sales rep, that's kind of at the beginning.
Right.
They're kind of helping that stage. But compared to that, how is having a CSM a benefit for the client? So thinking more on the client side.
Look at you, CSM.
I'm using the acronyms
Fit
now
right in
too.
there.
Thank
There
you,
go.
thank you.
For everybody, it's
Yeah.
customer success manager. So,
Yeah, just did you get that? Write that down.
so one thing is for sales managers or sales account reps, they don't just have one, right? They don't have one client they're calling on, 10, 20, 30. It depends on what the
Right.
product they're pushing, obviously. But where the whole point of the customer success program, not just in the office, but also in the field and also as our support center in India, and actually here too as well. So we have 2 of them that help. But there's a lot of these questions if you're not in front of them or you're not visiting them, and not just like, hey, how you doing, but going in and talking to them, getting feedback, asking leading questions so they can go, oh yeah, you're right, the XYZ happened, sure, okay. Where sales reps, they don't always have that opportunity, and they also, you have to build that relationship. Which I will say, we have really good ones at NOV Digital Services that take the time to learn the product. So they really set us up a lot of times. They'll bring us in, hey, Kevin or Cameron, I need you to come in and talk to, whatever client about DBA yeah, sure, come on. The client already has a pretty good understanding on top of any material the sales reps already given them. But once we get in the door, we kind of try to relieve that, I don't want to say pressure, but relieve that burden of saying, hey, I have to make sure I'm keeping up with DBA. Well, no, now you have Kevin, you have Cameron,
Right.
you have people here now that can help you. And if we're in the office on different days, now you have 2 touch points. Now we're saying, hey, I know one of the guys you work with will say, hey, Cody, his name's Cody, sorry. Cut that. Hey,
Get that out.
hey, one of the guys you work with, will call you and say, hey, I was in the office this week. They mentioned this. Did they say that to you?
Right.
No, I didn't hear about that. Or sometimes, yes, they did. Okay, so now we're hearing different angles of it. I would say that's probably the biggest difference, is that we have a chance to be more focused. And instead of just getting in the door, which is a sales rep, really, that's their job, right, is to get us in the door. Once we get in the door, now we expand it. Now we grow not just DBA, but any other, really believes in analytics.
Right.
Not just DBA, but any other product that they may be interested in. And we kind of act as SMEs on top of, here's how we help you grow with DBA.
Right.
Yeah. And is there with your approach when you go to clients, I assume it's not one size fits all, but can you speak to that a little bit? Like, is it similar approach, or does it really have to be customized for each client?
It will be customized, and that's actually the nature of our program. And that's one of the biggest things I will say about the customer success program that we have in digital services, is we go and we say, what are your issues? And also, we don't try to go and we want to set ourselves up for success, but more importantly, we want to make sure they're set up for success. So if they're having issues that we can't help with, we're not going to claim we can, and then
That's good.
give NOV a black eye, because that's what happens, right? I don't want to deal with NOV because 10 years ago the solids control guy, and all of a sudden now we're kind of blackballed and they don't want to talk to us. So
Right.
we don't want to burn any bridges.
That happens a lot,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a reputation. One thing can happen, and it can ruin a lot of other relationships.
That's how
Yeah.
it works.
I agree. I think going in with trying to sell a product on one aspect, you're not giving them the freedom to kind of let you know what issues they have, so you can help solve them. If you just go in and say, my software can help increase your ROP, but if that's not the issue, then you're not really selling the product that they need. So it's more or less going in, getting an understanding of their, what they do on a day-to-day basis, and figure out how you can help improve that. If that's less clicks for them to get where they need to go, or it is trying to prevent a situation from happening, we can tailor fit that solution specifically for that operator. So, we work with a lot of different clients in the Permian Basin, but just based off feedback, it's like a night and day difference between all of them. They all run into different issues. Some of them will have, long stretches without having a washout, and we'll talk to another one that, has multiple per quarter. So it just depends on how they operate and how they utilize the system and their expertise, experience. So yeah, we definitely have to, tailor fit solutions to make sure it fits their needs.
Yeah.
I'd say one thing too is funny. They all think they do something different, and there's a ton of operationally, they all do the same thing. And they're going, well, I don't drill like so and so, and then that person goes, I don't drill like so and so. Y'all drill identical. Like it's the operationally are the same, and you want to say this is why you are both having the same problem if that's the case. Which again, there's a lot of differences, lingo, but then there's a lot of things where we go, okay, we can help you here and here.
Yeah.
We know that in a 50-mile radius, of where your rig is that you're having issues. We have clients and other rigs there could be, double-digit rigs there having the same problem, and this is what we've done to help them.
Yeah.
So in a way, it is, centered around that client. But we, again, going back to codification, we codify, hey, these are the solutions we had for these said problems. That operator doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, or we don't have to reinvent the wheel for that operator, and they don't have to go through the growing pains where we can take our knowledge, our experience with DBA to say, here's how we can help you right away without having to wait it out.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I think my last question I have for y'all is, we ask people a lot, like, what are you excited about? But I think specifically for y'all's role, since y'all have this kind of where y'all have to think of all these different solutions and predict things and answer questions all the time, what about what y'all do is exciting to you personally?
I get most excited whenever I get positive feedback. Like the client reaches out and lets me know, we use this part of the product and we were able to avoid this situation. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention, and I really appreciate the, guiding the rig site personnel through this. And they called me. We were all on board. We were able to make a quick decision. So that's always a positive aspect. And yeah, just in general, showing up and people are happy, it makes me feel a lot better. You don't want to walk into a room and you get a bunch of scowls. You're like, oh, what happened this time?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a lot better to show up in an office, or it's more enjoyable to show up and everyone is high-fiving you rather than looking at you like, that's the guy that's trying to push this. And again, some of that's change management where you got the guys that are stuck in their ways. But those guys usually, I say guys, could be ladies, when DBA, drilling boots and analytics, when DBA does catch something, or they use DBA to catch something, or they go, and it could be out of like spite, like, let's go see what this says. Oh, I'm seeing, okay, yeah, maybe that is helpful. We had a situation where one of our CSEs, the rig tripped out of the hole, which means pulling up to the surface.
Right.
Okay. So the rig tripped out of the hole, and they get to it, and we have a video. It's really awesome. It's like I think it was, I can't remember if it was the agitator. I think it was the agitator was just spewing mud from the top connection. And obviously DBA was flagging it. At the time, the company man was kind of, he was on the fence. He was like, I don't know if this works. And again, that's very typical of the field people, because they're worried about DBA coming doing their job or whatever. So he was kind of on the fence. Our CSC shows up. He goes, hey, I just wanted to come get some more information and talk to you about what DBA saw, blah, blah. Did his due diligence, again, expanding the insight of these end users in the field. And at the time, the drilling field superintendent was there. And he asked the company man, hey, so-and-so, when did you notice there was a pressure loss? And he goes, about 2 stands before we started to trip out of the hole. He turned to the CSC and goes, well, let's pull up this, he said, this DBA thing and see what it saw. And they pull it up, and the guy, and of course the CSE already knew the answer, so he was kind of doing this. And he goes, what did it say? And he goes, it caught it 5 stands before. And like he said it like that, like I'm not trying to throw this guy under the bus. But both that superintendent and that company man from then on have been like, okay, So it's that eureka moment.
Right.
To me, that's the coolest thing, is when they finally go, hey, okay, I can use this. It's like,
Right.
that's what we've been trying to tell you. Yeah, on top of not getting yelled at, those are always those two best things.
Great reasons.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you so much for coming in today. This was great.
Yeah, and I wish you guys continued success. Everybody, DBA,
DBA.
What does,
Hey, you
what does
guys.
DBA stand for again?
drilling,
Drilling,
beliefs,
belief,
and analytics.
What's the favorite part of y'all's job?
That's been a good show.
Uno reverse.
This right now that we're doing.
No, thank you guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to come in. Really great hearing how what you're doing is really affecting customers in a positive way. I hope you guys can continue business from this.
All right,
Awesome.
well, thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.